Okay, so I'm just going to do a quick little overview of this LiveView LU600. So we've just got this in, and you can see it's got HDMI, SDI, HDMI out, it's got a USB, so it takes SD card as well, and I mean if you don't need any extension leads, HDMI or SDI, that can just come out there. So I'll try to get the specs of the battery and so on. I haven't really done a full load test or anything. So as you can see, it's a H.265 and it's on the HEVC codec, and it comes with its own little shoulder case. So what I'll do is I'll just start this up. So it's got the little power button, the orange button there that matches the interior, and so I'm guessing that this is running on a flavor of Linux as well. I haven't really gotten into the kernel bones of it yet, but I will do soon. But I'm sure you guys can Google that out and see what's more in it. This is more just an overview of the physical system itself. Just gonna, yeah, let's pull this off. So this is actual loading time. That off, and so this is the unit. So I've actually just got a little external modem plugged into the back. So before I do a run through of the system, I'll just show you what the physical system has. So that's your USB and power plugged in there on the side. This is your adapter there, and that is actually a 16 volt 5.6 amp unit. One of the things that I did find a little bit strange, it's actually got the Ethernet 1 and 2 on the back of it. So that could be a little bit of a nuisance when you're looking out in the field and if you want to plug it in anyway. But anyway, it is what it is. And of course it's got these cool little flaps that actually keeps the unit open. So I'll just go back, and so that's pretty much the main page there. So that's my SDI input that I've got selected there. As far as the channels go, you've got all the channels, and I've already just made the ones that are favorite. So you can see what the source video is with regard to its data stream, and then you've got all your usual settings: store and forward, auto resolution, and then your audio settings, and then you can set it up for 2 or 4, and then of course you've got your audio bitrate. And I see out of the box it's running at maximum, which is 192 kilobits per second. So just going back to the main page, and let's have a look at the other settings. So let's have a look at the network. So basically it's all the other networks that you can connect to it, and of course you've got your Ethernet 1 and 2 ports. So what I did find when I did try to set it up to a Wi-Fi thing, I found that where you enter the SSID, it took that, but it was a bit fiddly. It didn't want to take the password. So I don't know, that's something that if anyone out there has had any issues around this and knows how to solve that. And I must say I haven't plugged in a USB keyboard or mouse into it, but yeah, but under finger touch, just touching the control box, it allows you to enter the password, but it just would not accept it. So moving on. So as you can see, we've got a stream going, we've got a source going in. So we'll just start that up, and I've got it on a 6-second delay, and there you go, and it's up and running. And when I just started it a few minutes ago, I was actually quite impressed to see that it was actually at 16 megabits per second that it had ramped up to. So, and that was on 4G. So far quite impressive. I mean, this thing's going to be doing its first major OB next week, which is going to be pretty full on during the day. So as you can see, it ramps up pretty quickly, and I'll let it go right up to almost where I had it before, and then I'll just show you the process of stopping the stream if you needed to for whatever reason. Now, previous live views, I know that as far as possible, you needed to plug everything in for your IFB and your cameras and all that sort of thing before you actually power it on, because it could be a bit fiddly coming back. Now, it's depending on different builds that they had out and as they were being updated. So it wouldn't, some versions would be happy plugging things afterwards and others not so much. So not really too sure how this one's going to go. I haven't done any testing around that yet. But I wouldn't really say that's too much of a big, because this unit actually boots up pretty quickly. It's a far cry from the old LU70. I mean, the form factor is just, as you can see, compared to the keyboard. I mean, the LV70, if I had that on the desk, it pretty much took up the whole thing. It looked like a proper backpack, as if you're going hiking. So I'm very impressed with this here. I mean, you're not gonna notice the weight of this, carrying this the whole day, but permanently tethered to a camera. And and it'll be above ground, because usually the LV70 always sat on the ground, and it always had the ground effect issues and earthing and so on there, which could create interference. But this year, I think you're gonna have because it's such a small form factor, and with the aerials being way up above the ground, and if it's on your back, I think you're gonna have a much higher degree of stable transmission. So let's just stop that. So as you can see, that's ramped up to 16 megs, just over quite comfortably. And of course, to power it down, we just go shut down and power it down. Yes, shut down in 5 seconds. Okay. And as you can see, she's actually pretty good, and that's it. The unit is now actually fully off. There's no other lights on or anything like that. All the beacons are off. So yeah. So let me know your thoughts on, if anyone has any questions, if anyone knows about the LU600 and is willing to share some of their ideas on it, that would be appreciated. Thanks.